Hi boys, this is video number 2 and we're on page 3 of The Lightning Thief. First of all, you need to have your printed document in front of you. You need to have a screen where you take a look at the document that I'm talking about right now. And you need to be listening to this somehow. I don't know, if you really need to see it, I suppose you do. I don't know. Anyway, so you need to have some things in front of you that you're looking at. Now, notice on page 3 that I've started by highlighting some things. Remember the green? These are things that I think is important. So often, anytime you read the first line of something of a page or the last line of a page or chapter, those are often important things. So I look pretty closely at those to see if that's something I need to pay attention to. And this one says, "That's crazy." Well, yeah, I don't know. That's interesting. I mean, what's crazy? I don't know. And then considered was a pretty big word, so I highlighted that. Half-bloods. Not only, it's an interesting word, it's at the end of a sentence, and it kind of stuck out. And the only time I've ever heard the word half-blood is when I'm looking at Harry Potter stuff. So that sort of tells me half magic, half, human, because that's kind of what Harry Potter was. So maybe it's kind of the same thing. And then from what you see here, when I went through and highlighted some things, I did things that I didn't understand. Millennia. That's a big word, and I don't know if you know, but it means 1,000 years. Then who's your dad? I highlighted that after I went through once. I can't figure out how to do this so you can see everything the way you're supposed to. I'll know better next time. But I went back to take a look at that. Then who's your dad? I also, when I went back, I noticed the word Athena, goddess of wisdom and battle. So, and it says Annabeth straightened. And so I think probably her mother is Athena, the goddess of wisdom and battle. So for me, that means that I need to pay attention to what Annabeth says, because it's going to be wise. And she's going to be somebody that people don't want to mess with, because if Athena is wisdom and battle, is fighting. And so you don't want to fight with a god. That's bad news. So then down at the bottom here of page 3, I have a lot to say. When I finished this page the first time, it didn't make sense to me. I couldn't figure out how to connect it. I couldn't see any patterns. And so when that happens, which it will, you have to go back. You have to go back and pick out the more words that maybe will shed some light on things. So the words I chose don't easily fit together to tell me something. Further, some of them don't fit with the previous pages. Half-bloods reminds me of Harry Potter, just like I talked about. So I went back to look for more clues. Who's your dad? That tells me someone is questioning someone to find out what god they are related to. It must be Annabeth, because Percy doesn't know anything yet. I want to go back and find out who Annabeth's dad is. So I'll look at the group of words that will tell me something. Found Athena. Athena's a female. Oops. Percy put his foot in his mouth. Now things sort of fit together. I predict Annabeth and Percy will work very closely together. So we are on, just the first couple pages of this chapter, yet we know quite a bit. And we have some predictions now. We are starting to see some sort of plot line, but we don't yet see a pattern. It might be a plot that's similar to Harry Potter, so we need to think about the plot of Harry Potter. Harry was the magician who was sent to save the world, and so I'm wondering, is Percy somebody, a half god that was sent to save the world? I don't know. That could be a connection. We'll have to wait and find out, look for more clues. Righto! Talk to you later, boys.